Hey, rhythm guitar rockers. Recently, I was on a live stream with my friend Simon Candy from acousticguitarlessonsonline.net, and the topic of the entire live stream was how to add melody to your chord progressions. Simon had some great insights, and I want to show you one particular topic that we did talk about. Check it out here. Create some type of melodic thing that happens when we play chords. Instead of just playing basic chords, what can we do to make it sound more interesting?
Let's say we're just playing in an open position, open chords, and we've got our static sort of, cowboy chords that we all play there, C, G. If we're staying in the key of, let's be in the key of C here. So we've got E minor, we've got F, these are the chords available to us in C. And then we have notes in this first position that all belong to the key of C as well. So you could play a straight up C major scale, but you've also got notes either end of the spectrum there above this C that are also in the key of C, just extending into a second octave there, that are still within reach of the open position, and the lower octave, we've got a few notes that are in the key of C here as well, all from the key of C, all natural notes being in the key of C here. So we can add any of those notes to the chords that we play in the key of C major. So a thing I like to do, if we just an approach is how I would teach this, and I do have a video on this on my YouTube channel, which I think I sort of refer to as chord melody mechanics, but it doesn't necessarily have to be directly related to chord melody stuff, but it's adding notes to the chords. So think of like sitting at a piano. On one hand, our left hand is going to play the chord, and our right hand is going to play the notes, C major here, and let's play some notes in C major here. We can sort of visualize that and get that as a concept, because we can all visualize someone sitting at a piano. It's a very universal instrument. We can all relate to it, even if we don't play it. So same sort of thing here. I've got my chord, and then I want to keep that chord. We don't have to, but for this approach, keep the chord ringing through, sustaining as much as possible while playing the notes of C major. So again, with the piano, you're holding and sustaining the chord and playing notes on top as that chord rings out. So I've got C, and I can come down the scale to my low C. Okay, I'm going from the high G, even if let's just keep it from C to C for simplicity. So starting from the C note on under my first finger. Right, there's my C major scale. Now, as I go down the scale, I do have to lift some fingers away, because otherwise I'm not going to get the notes of the scale. But at the whole time, that third finger stays on, so there's something sustaining, and I only lift the fingers away from the chord when needed, not beforehand. So here I have to lift my first finger off to get the B, then that same finger can play the A on the second fret of the third string, then it comes away for the G. Pinky would play the F, because I want to keep this formation of the C as long as possible. Then there's my E, which is in the chord. Then I take that away, and then I come down to my C, and then I can just put these fingers back on and strum the C chord. And we're now going to play the 5 chord of C, which is G. And so for the purpose of going from root note to root note, now with a G chord, I should mention first, a lot of the time, if I'm going to add melody to a G chord, I'm going to simplify this G chord. I'm not going to play this, and I'm certainly not going to do that, where all 4 fingers are busy and there's nothing sort of ready this side to play notes. I just play it at most, and sometimes I don't even put the top note in, but for this I will. I use my 3rd finger, I block the 5th string out, so I don't need my 2nd finger down there, and I got my pinky on top. And that's a nice full G chord. If you're finger picking, then you can select the strings. I'm just using a pick right now. So that's my chord, and then I can just come down the scale down to the G, and then finish with the chord. So same sort of thing, just a bit more range there, because the range of the G chord is bigger there than the C. Okay, so we get more of the notes. So these are all notes from C major. So because we're in the key of C. So if I had like a little chord progression, let's say a little vamp on C to G, then you can add those notes in any sort of way you want. Keep it real simple to start. You could like play the same line on both chords, maybe something like this. So I'm just playing the same line on both chords.
If you like that video, you're going to love this brand new e-guide that's totally free. The link is in this video's description, or you can go to rhythmguitarlessons.net/P, lowercase r, lowercase o.